Thanks, computer. Prepare to engage. Let's get this shit on over with. All right. Let's start it off. Let's play all my new shit.
Now Road One Production.
Speed demon pedal to the middle when I'm in the zone. Hood with the crown. To the government, they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the middle when I'm in the zone. Hood with the crown. To the government, they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the middle when I'm in the zone. Hood with the crown. To the government, they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the middle when I'm in the zone. Hood with the crown. To the government, they better leave me alone. Coming through the scene, brother, sing it to the maker. Kill every hand and get a fair with the paper. Get nobody ready when I'm feeling finish. Should get a gun ready, get about to tell you with the paper. Holding to the plug, about to go on a mission. I can be a bruise and I cause a collision. Made the decision, I'm walking in the building. Pull that bitch up, then I'm feeling like a villain. Any money fucking boat, you didn't get everybody clothes. And I gotta get the dough, put the pedal to the floor. Drop out to the ball, that's the hideout. Everybody don't gotta go with the flow. Flow, till you don't even praise gold. Everybody down on the floor, cut the bread on the boat. Get your head from the hoe. Leading up the dead, I got a hand out the go. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone. Running through the scene with the gold automatic. Shooting up the place, everybody gonna panic. Ain't nobody ready, give a revolution. Every time I know the war leaders, I'ma take them up the panic. Can't get the dough, said it before. Make the elites get down on the floor. Activate the red dot, get it with a headshot. So the body gun, leave you right behind a pet shop. Said too much. Matter of fact, I ain't saying enough. When they come up in, they think they tough. Let the gas up from an ice cream truck. Send me automatic, we can handle when I come through. Close quarters combat, hit it with the 1-2. Throw on the ground here again, gonna stump you. Good things cool to the government, fuck you. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone. Leave me alone. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone.
Shouts out everybody.
When I'm in the zone. Speed demon pedal to the metal when I'm in the zone. Hit it with the crown. Tell the government they better leave me alone.
Much love to the UK. Hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, and cool night. And I finally got some rest. You know, finally got some real needed rest. Couldn't sleep like a lot on my mind, but look on the bright side, I got a lot of fucking videos done. But anyway, shouts out to Vanta, UK correspondent. Hope everything's cool and copacetic over there in the UK. Shouts out to everybody, y'all respective time zone. We're gonna cover a little bit of like what's going on in the UK and the phone verification. Then we're gonna get off into the mental Monday, and then we're gonna get up out of here. I'm not trying to keep people too long. I'm not trying to fuck shit up. So I hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, and cool night. Make sure y'all check out my new track from me and Monkey Man. I'm gonna play that in a minute. Make sure you check my new music, and let's get this shit on and popping. Since Monkey Man in the building, might as well play the new shit now. Let's get it. We just dropped it yesterday. Dropped it in the middle of the night. Which one I'm gonna play first? I'm gonna play the new one that I just did. Then I'm gonna play the Hurricanes, and then I'm gonna get off into the news. Shouts out to Monkey Man for the beat. Shouts out to Texas. You already know what it is. And shouts out to Relentless from Texas. And shouts out to all my OGs from Texas, Marshall, Texas. Shouts out. Shout out to everybody, from Detroit to Texas. This is Midwest Southern Fried, Hurricane and Monkey Man. You already know it. You're gonna play it twice.
It's a Monkey Man beat. Yes! Came for the murder, been chillin' like a video. Motherfuckers ain't really ready for a G. Sharp the Monkey Man, hit it with the beat. Sippin' on the lean and I'm smoking on the green. Count that dough, fuckin' with hoes. Walking that dough with the fresh new clothes. Everybody know, gotta do a show. Take that coke, I'm straight to the mold. Gotta get a minute, more than a minute. Yeah, baby girl, put the legs in the ceiling. If you about to feel it, dig it up in it. Scream my name when I'm giving her the business. Open up a business like a James Bond villain. Shoot up a fan about 45 minutes. Y'all better run till the hurricane coming. Grab my gun, about to get the dumping. Grab a 945 AKs, taking lies. Got my girl on the side. Put them haters to the side. Sipping lean, getting high. Baby girl wanna ride. Midwest Southern Fried rhyme. Spit all the time. Grab a 945 AKs, taking lies. Got a girl on the side. Put them haters to the side. Sipping lean, getting high. Baby girl wanna ride. Midwest Southern Fried rhyme. Spit it all the time. On the grind, gotta shine. Spitting rhymes all the time. Got a girl, she a dime, and she got a 45. Haters getting out of line. Gotta make her running high. Bullets make you duck and dive. Bye, bye, about to die. Staying high, going live. Got them haters mortified. Hurricane on the rise, making both. In the overdrive, Midwest Southern Fried. Feel like this all the time. Like Starface, the world is mine. Grab a 945 AKs, taking lies. Got my girl on the side. Push them haters to the side. Sipping lean, getting high. Baby girl wanna ride. Midwest Southern Fried. Rhyme spitting all the time. Grab a 945 AKs, taking lies. Got my girl on the side. Push them haters to the side. Sipping lean, getting high. Baby girl wanna ride. Midwest Southern Fried rhymes, spit it all the time.
Shouts out to Monkey Man for the beat. You already know what it is. Gonna play it again. Let's go.
It's a Monkey Man beat. Yes! Came for the murder, been chillin' like a video. Motherfuckers ain't really ready for a G. Sharp the Monkey Man, hit it with the beat. Sippin' on the lean and I'm smoking on the green. Count that dough, fuckin' with hoes. Walking that dough with the fresh new clothes. Everybody know, gotta do a show. Take that coke, I'm straight to the mold. Gotta get a minute, more than a minute. Yeah, baby girl, put the legs in the ceiling. If you about to feel it, dig it up in it. Scream my name when I'm giving her the business. Open up a business like a James Bond villain. Shoot up a fan about 45 minutes. Y'all better run till the hurricane coming. Grab my gun, about to get the dumping. Grab a 945 AKs, taking lies. Got my girl on the side. Put them haters to the side. Sipping lean, getting high. Baby girl wanna ride. Midwest Southern Fried rhyme. Spit it all the time. Grab a 945 AKs, taking lies. Got a girl on the side. Put them haters to the side. Sipping lean, getting high. Baby girl wanna ride. Midwest Southern Fried rhyme. Spit it all the time. On the grind, gotta shine. Spitting rhyme. Time, got a girl, she a dime, and she got a 45. Haters getting out of line, gotta make her running high. Bullets make you duck and dive. Bye, bye, about to die. Staying high, going live. Got them haters mortified. Hurricane on the rise, making boats capsize. Going in the overdrive, Midwest Southern Fried. Feel like this all the time. Like Starface, the world is mine. Grab a 945 AKs, taking lies. Got my girl on the side. Push them haters to the side. Sipping lean, getting high, baby girl wanna ride. Midwest Southern Fried rhyme, spit it all the time. 45 AKs, taking lies. Got my girl on the side. Put them haters to the side. Sipping lean, getting high, baby girl wanna ride. Midwest Southern Fried rhyme, spit it all the time.
Shouts out to Monkey Man for the beat. You already know. What I love about that beat was when I first heard it. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm smoking weed. But when I first heard it, I'm like, man, this is straight up a Southern beat when I first heard it. But the way it came in, I'm like, my mind would say spit fast all the way through it. Spit fast. And it was like, once I started practicing, and it got down to the end like I thought of a hook, you know what I'm saying? Because it got that downside vibe, you know what I'm saying? It got that downside vibe, you know, that's pretty cool. So I went to my Southern style, and then I had an idea. Instead of doing a fast second verse, I'm gonna do a slow second verse. So I could be like, this is a Midwest Southern fried style. Because the speed is the Midwest, you know, the fucking speed style. So let me bring a little speed a little bit, bring the hook, and then I'm like end it with a nice vibe so y'all can vibe on the beat. You know, the speed is what surprises you. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to surprise people because I know they wasn't gonna suspect that. You know, like they hear a beat like this, they wasn't gonna suspect a motherfucking a fast spitter like that. So the I went for the surprise factor. Thanks, Vonta. Thank you so much. And yeah, I went for the surprise factor. Start off fast, but like, whoa, what the fuck did I just hear? Rewind that back. Make somebody rewind it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how to engage, you know, when it comes to this music. You know, so shouts out to Monkey Man. And much love, Vonta UK correspondent. Thank you for loving the track. Thank you for being #1 supporter. Let's get on to the next one that I did. The Herbageddon. Now the track that me and Monkey Man did with the Monkey Man that motherfucker that Southern Fried, yeah, that's going on a collaboration album because I want to do the Midwest Southern Soul. You know, me, Jordan, I did a track with C City and I did a track with Monkey Man again. So yeah, so like me, Jordan, Monkey Man, it's like, oh yeah, and Relentless. So it's like me doing the collaborations with them on some Midwest South shit. I might as well call it Midwest Southern Soul. Put all of our songs that we did together and make an album. I might do an album release party. If I have all the right songs that I need, like for that playlist, I could just like drop an album, Midwest Southern Soul playlist, or a Midwest Southern Soul album or mixtape. I should say mixtape because like an album is a whole new different story. Like we a group, like we're not a group, we're just a whole bunch of different artists that came together. But it can still be, it can still be an album or a mixtape. Like really don't matter. I want it to be an album. Midwest Southern Soul, just going down south and working with a whole bunch of different artists and shit. Shouts out to y'all. Let's get off into it now. Now, this other Monkey Man track, this is definitely going on the Herbageddon album. I want this to start off my album. This is going to start it off. So shouts out to Monkey Man for this beat, man. Real talk. Herbageddon. We're playing this twice too. And then we get off into the news and we can get up out of here.
From Detroit to Texas. Apocalyptic flows, I change this whole dimension. Reach my ascension, time to start the mission. Metaphysical drill shit you gotta deal with. Think of the Modag, hit you with spinning wheel kicks. Feel this, I'm going hardcore. You cardboard, you can fall for it. Hit your ass with this broadsword. Try to course, got away using parkour. Call the Saboteur and shot our ass with this Mossberg. One shot was seeing quakes, take every city. Kill a penny, the government was fucking with me. Teach your lessons, restricted weapons, delete your essence. Have you went to the priest, give them the confessions. Get the message of revolution, I best to do it. It reflect through my art and my fucking music. What you doing? Sitting here, I'm cooking up. Can't find the revolution, then look at us. Hurricane to be the name, got back 11s. Eradicate all fears. Revolution got many weapons. No biblical shit. This is Hurricane. This is Hurricane. Breaking Hurricane. This is Hurricane. What it is? Breaking Hurricane. Cataclysmic, I got the spinning disaster image. I'm descending from the sky, you killing villains. Not tripping to killing us by the millions. Vaccination to death rates like how percentage. Oh, you mad? I'm spitting truth and fucking facts. Fucking facts, put you all in body bags. See me clad, all black, carry your mag. Pistol whipping the fed and I'm killing your dad. Every bloodline real fall, I gotta brag. Break a step to the planet and then you trying to fast. At last, retaliation for the past. This is my damn land, you gotta take it back. Y'all get ready to start letting you feel the rage. As I come to your city, destroying everything. Every rain with pierced flesh, show I'm the best. Ask if the murder scene is not a test. I destroyed everything till nothing left. Whoever left, the motherfucker get beat to death. While I'm repping the revolution with many weapons. No biblical shit, this is Hurricane. This is Hurricane. This is Hurricane.
Shouts out Monkey Man for that beat.
Bringing Hurricane. Hurricane. Hurricane be like that. Bringing Hurricane.
With the explosion. All right, we'll play
Now Rogue One Production.
Baby girl, you phenomenal. New chapter of my life, call it my chronicles. My love for you is insurmountable. Love making you feel it in your abdominal. Astronomical, yeah, I'm held accountable. Loving you so good, I'm not a scoundrel. Like a James Bond villain without the monocle. Shoot ahead of it, turn his ass into molecules. Everybody together, we down for whatever. We are Bonnie and I prefer nothing lesser. She got my mind spinning just like a propeller. She's the inspiration to make the flow better. Never cheating on you, girl, I know better. In the bedroom, girl, I got you so wetter. Let me dive in deep so you can flow better. Hurricane be the name, girl, I control weather. Baby girl, astronomical. Chilling up on the spaceship, what we about to do? Cosplay, your foreplay, the forte. Make a private movie, watch it at 4K. She dipping my store, call it the store play. Now I'm stabbing the pussy up on her porch. Actress and a love for rapping. We are both magicians playing with elements. You are magical, we are staying compatible. In the bedroom, I rabbit you like an animal. Full thrusters, go hard, we get intense. Love the look in your eyes when we get cement. Doing moves to rewrite the Kama Sutra. Look you in your eyes as I give it to you. Orgasmic bliss is gonna be limitless. And my love for you is unlimited.
All right, we're gonna play one more track, and then we're gonna get. Thanks, Vonta.
This the breath of the ancestors. With this time a hawk, you get your head severed. Creep up in the building, get the fair records. My Beretta was gold plated with the suppressor. Feel the pressure of heavy rates, nothing lesser. I'm the god of storms, I control the weather. So clever, you fools should know better. When I come through better until the storm shelter. Flow better, hip hop is forever. We take the government down, we write no letters. Take hold of the crown, we make the throne better. I turn this whole world into a Coachella. Pick up the pack of a pistol, pop you like pimple simple. People pack the pistols, the population of evil tremble. I resemble the revolution, no ancient temples. Haters better watch your tone, or they get dismembered. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. Cracking bottles overhead to make them wobble. Don't like the TV show, nigga, just change the channel. Genocidal, these lyrics might hold the title. Carry Bibles, my goons, they carry rifle. Very tribal, sometimes we very primal. 8 or 15, I'm killing every rival. They say it's mediocre, cut you up into pieces and leave your body parts inside your easy sofa. Be the soldier, you see my soldiers, they creeping over. Parkour type shit, you see us leaping over. Jackie Chan, you understand, you catching hands. Kick your ass through the van, I think he dead, man. Fuck a fizzle, the fragile fickle. Feel like I got a blast at the double, the quicker than anybody, nigga. Split your body apart, they throw you in the river. This the revolution, you gotta deal with us. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed. This the breath of the ancestors. Better watch your tone or get your head severed.
So live and learn. We on to the news now. Just starting everything up. Just got done playing some music. Played the new track with Monkey Man. Yep. Monday Magic. Hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, and cool night. Shout out to everybody in y'all respective time zones. We're going to the UK. Grab your passports.
Hi, I'm Amelia. I'm English, and I love England. I like having fish and chips and a pint at the local pub. I like Shakespeare and Dickens, Tolkien and Lewis, Harry Potter. I like pork sausage and dogs and fashion.
Haram! Haram!
But I don't like that. Brits are famously polite, but it mustn't mean we're willing to commit cultural suicide. Our institutions, the Church of England, the BBC, are a bunch of queers and nonces. How the bloody hell did we go from Churchill to you git? Sadiq Khan, the mayor? This is London, mate, not Afghanistan. Schoolgirls from grooming gangs. Soft! Confiscating garden tools and suppressing free speech.
That's right, miss. What have I done, officer? You've tweeted rudely, and you're under arrest.
Curry is fine, but we have several recipes already. There are 50 Islamic nations in the world. Muslims don't need to be on our island. They want to conquer it. The government says it must be this way. That doesn't make it right, does it, Robin Hood? These dragons that threaten our England won't go away unless brave knights rise up to slay them. Or did all the British bloodlines with any bollocks get killed off in World Wars I and II? Englishmen, it's your country and it's being taken from you. Chav, posh, doesn't matter. We're already all in this together. I don't want this to be the future of the women of England, and I'm sure the women of Iran and Afghanistan didn't want it either. Your ancestors beat the Spanish Armada, Napoleon, and the Nazis. Surely you can handle welfare tourists. History will record what you do or don't do. Get cracking, lads. Love, Amelia.
Recent local elections, we knew that there would be some pressure within the Labour Party for Keir Starmer to step down, but no one realised it would go this far. Cabinet must pick new Prime Minister today to stop me acting tomorrow, says Labour MP. So Keir Starmer has been given an ultimatum by some members of the Labour Party. By the end of today, Monday, Keir Starmer must pick a new Prime Minister to replace him, or the Labour Party will essentially rise up against him and try.
The question is, who is Starmer going to pick? Who is Starmer going to pick? That's the real question. Now, we're in the UK with it. Vanta, she got boots on the ground over there. So, like, maybe you have a clue on who Starmer could possibly pick to replace him. But we already know it's going to be one puppet replacing another puppet, replacing another puppet. So now I didn't look into that part. I didn't look at the possible candidates. I think one of them is probably a fucking Muslim, I think. I'm not really sure. But they're trying to give him an ultimatum. But I don't know. You know, like I did say, Starmer was going out kicking and screaming. And now he's, you know, they're giving him an ultimatum. Let's see if he still go out kicking and screaming. Like, I'm not picking no fucking body. I don't give a fuck what y'all do. I'm gonna still do this shit. Just when we thought he was gonna be replaced months ago, he didn't. So it was like shit got worse. But now, you know, shit has reached this boiling point, and people inside the Labour Party and the Parliament is against Starmer. What's going on here? But this is no different from what goes on in the politics over here. A lot of infighting going on, but there is a uniparty. You feel me? And I feel sorry for the people that's in politics that don't know what's going on. You know, they actually think they making a difference, but you know, like once you disagree with the power structure that you in, your ass is out of here, or your ass is gonna die, or you're going to get motherfucking put in a scandal. You know. The ones lined up to replace him are just as bad, if not worse. Yeah, I figured that. Vonta. Need to find some names on who could possibly replace him, and then look in their background. But like you said, they're gonna be worse. I think Starmer is just a good boy that listened to whoever put him in power. But Starmer only did one good thing, and that one good thing was saying to Trump, "No military attack." At least in my eyes, it was like, shit, I do not want to be involved in no Iran shit. Do not put me in that shit. And right after he said no, Trump was like, "That nigga ain't gonna help me, man. Let's go blow some shit up." And then I'm gonna call Starmer a loser. Shit wild. But you know how much blood is on their hands already, and you draw the line right now. That's the crazy shit. But anyway, let's keep going. Shouts out to Vivant over there in the UK. This is where we at. Let's go.
Oust him from the party completely. Now, on this channel in the past, I've been very, very anti-Labour because of what they've done to the country. I feel like that's quite a strong sentiment for the country for the most part. And even Labour supporters can agree that the current Labour government has not served its purpose to run our country. And those current Labour supporters also want change. They want Keir Starmer out, and they want him to be replaced within the party to see them through to the end of their term. But Keir Starmer's decided to take this act of defiance to stand up against the British public, although he believes he's standing with them. And he's saying,
that's what I call going out kicking and screaming. That's what I mean. I'm standing against the people, but your mentality is you're standing with the people. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. You are against the people, but you acting like you're for them. I don't get it. Oh, I do get it. It's simple. It's what our government do. They act like they for you. They talk all this good shit, and then they fucking hold you in the end when y'all get them in. But what's crazy to me is this had been crazy politics for hundreds, thousands of years, and no one has done nothing about it. I'm talking about like a real fight. They're using our morality against us. They're using our morality against us. And this is another reason why I want the revolution. Because they know in the human heart, they know that don't nobody want war. Don't nobody want to starve. Don't nobody want to fight. Don't nobody wants to go through this shit. But we're dealing with governments and parliaments and bankers, globalist elites, like they're killing us with a smile on their face and through paperwork and through laws and shit. It's sad. But yeah.
He's refusing to stand down, he's refusing to quit, and he's refusing to leave the country in the state it's in, which is the state he created.
Right.
Let me be clear, these are really tough results. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And the voters have sent a message about the pace of change, how they want their lives improved. I was elected to meet those challenges, and I'm not going to walk away from those challenges and plunge the country into chaos.
What Keir Starmer does not understand...
You plunged the country into chaos. You're not going to lead? What? Did y'all just hear what he just said? But I digress. I fucking digress. But you hear all the people in the crowd, you know what I'm saying? You already hear them. It's like, oh my God, it's fucking crazy.
Is that when we have these local elections that happened recently, where Reform took it by a landslide, this isn't about new leadership taking over control of the country. This is about the British public voicing their opinion on where the country is at politically and what change they would like to see. And a good Prime Minister would look at that, especially as this is the first time this has happened in British history, and recognise that change needs to happen, and then begin the process of assessing whether he is actually the problem. This is not a personal attack on Keir Starmer. This is, he is not fit for purpose to run our country, period. The British public clearly feel that, even Labour supporters. Now, some MPs have released statements about this, and we will go into all of that, but very quickly, if you are looking for a fantastic VPN, make sure to check out private internet access at the link down below. With a click of a button, you can make your device appear like it's in another country, so you can access otherwise restricted content and also protect your internet traffic, as it's all encrypted. And of course, private internet access don't keep any logs, so your traffic is safe. And with that link down below, you get 4 months free and 86% off, and it is, of course, the best way to support the channel. Now let's get back to the video. So Josh Simons, who put this up on Twitter recently and linked an article. This was not an easy piece to write, but because of my history in the Labour Party, I felt a duty to be honest. We Labour MPs must square up to the truth. These elections were not a normal midterm drubbing. They were an unequivocal judgment that our actions do not meet the moment. To put the country first, the Prime Minister should lead an orderly transition. Senior figures across the party should urgently come together and agree a path forward. And then we have Catherine West, who is the one that's put forward this ultimatum that by the end of Monday, if Keir Starmer does not choose a new Prime Minister to replace him, or the party as a whole does not choose a new Prime Minister to replace him, they will revolt against Keir Starmer. She said, my preferred option is for the Cabinet to do a reshuffle within itself, where there's plenty of talent, and for Keir to be given a different role, which he might enjoy, perhaps an international role. They're going to turn Keir Starmer into the T-boy, the international T-boy. So I guess by the end of today, we're going to see exactly what happens with this, whether any more statements come out, and whether Keir Starmer's leadership is challenged even more. I feel it will be. The British public are unhappy. And to be honest, a lot of these Labour MPs want to save their job. And if Keir Starmer is in charge, they probably won't have a job for very long. It's in the Labour Party's best interest, the British public, and at least to the end of their term, parties actually start doing what Britain wants them to do. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy,
All right, we're on to the next one with the ID verification.
Federal Communications Commission wants to require ID verification for every phone activation.
Wait, no. Before I do that, I forgot to do the commercial thing.
What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm a mom.
Matrix is a system, Neil. System is full of degenerates. When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, the very minds of the people we are trying to save. But until we do, these people are still a part of the woke system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to pick up a biology textbook, and many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on their pronouns that they will fight to protect it. Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the dude in the red dress? A dude? Look again. Who is it? That wasn't a woman? No. It's another training program designed to teach you one thing. If you are not one of us, you might marry one of them. What are they? Transformers. They can move in and out of any gender, regardless of their chromosomes. That means that anyone coming out of the female bathroom is potentially a ladyboy. Inside the Matrix, they can identify as anything, but in reality, it's just delusion. We have survived by hiding from them, by running from them. But they are at the Diddy parties. They are guarding all the doors while they are touching all the kids, which means that sooner or later, someone is going to have to fight them. Someone. I won't lie to you, Nate. Every single man or woman who has stood their ground, everyone who has fought this agenda got canceled. But where they have failed, you will succeed. What? I've seen an agent identify as a concrete wall. Men have emptied entire clips at them and hit nothing but air. Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast as you can be. What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge lawsuits? No, Neil. If you identify as an innocent human being, you won't have to. I identify as an innocent human being.
Begin my day until I've had a Dickens cider. There's nothing better than waking up to good old Dickens cider.
My girlfriend loves Dickens cider. My sister came to stay with us for a month, and my husband couldn't go a day without the Dickens cider. My girlfriend loves a Dickens cider.
My mom loves the Dickens cider.
My sister loves to wake up in the morning with a Dickens cider.
I'm a big and I would love to try a Dickens cider.
So there you have it. For over 150 years, Frederick Von Dickens has developed a beverage that literally brings women to their knees. So fellas, for the sake of the economy, get a Dickens cider.
Federal Communications Commission wants to require ID verification for every phone activation in America, including prepaid phones. Those are what the phone journalists, abuse survivors, and whistleblowers depend on to stay anonymous. The excuse is robocalls. The result is a national identity check on one of the last semi-anonymous communication tools we have, which is our phone numbers. I mean, this is really insane. So before we actually get into it, I know what some of you guys are thinking. Don't you already have to give your ID to get a phone number? Well, from what I understand, and I know it depends on the state and the country, but from what I understand, you do have to hand over an ID if you want to go ahead and sign up for a phone plan. I don't know if you legally have to, or if your phone provider just wants you to do that. But from what I understand, let's say your mom or your dad signs up for a phone plan for the family. Your mom or your dad would have to give over an ID or do some sort of credit check to prove that they are who they are. But you, as their son or daughter or whatever, you don't have to hand over an ID. You could just be under their phone plan. But from what I understand with this whole thing, anyone who wants any phone number in the United States would have to provide an ID. That is absolutely insane. And like Reclaim the Net says, that was one of the last things that we could have some sort of anonymous communication.
Damn. They froze my chat. Someone told me to pick up my second phone. They damn, like they froze your chat right after you put you put 100 hurricane. They didn't put in agreed. You put a laughing emoji and stammer. You put 100% wanker, and then you put the signal buffing. And you said, "Okay, now close my chat again." Y'all just stick around real quick. Hold on 1 second. All right, can y'all hear me now? Please let me know if y'all can hear me now. All right, let's start it back from the beginning.
Federal Communications Commission wants to require ID verification for every phone activation in America, including prepaid phones. Those are what the phone journalists, abuse survivors, and whistleblowers depend on to stay anonymous. The excuse is robocalls. The result is a national identity check on one of the last semi-anonymous communication tools we have, which is our phone numbers. I mean, this is really insane. So before we actually get into it, I know what some of you guys are thinking. Don't you already have to give your ID to get a phone number? Well, from what I understand, and I know it depends on the state and the country, but from what I understand, you do have to hand over an ID if you want to go ahead and sign up for a phone plan. I don't know if you legally have to, or if your phone provider just wants you to do that. But from what I understand, let's say your mom or your dad signs up for a phone plan for the family. Your mom or your dad would have to give over an ID or do some sort of credit check to prove that they are who they are. But you, as their son or daughter or whatever, you don't have to hand over an ID. You could just be under their phone plan. But from what I understand with this whole thing, anyone who wants phone number in the United States would have to provide an ID. That is absolutely insane. And like Reclaim the Net says, that was one of the last things that we could have some sort of anonymous communication on. But now the Federal Communications Commission is trying to end that. So on April 30th, they unanimously approved a proposal requiring telecom providers to verify customers' identities before activating service. Government-issued ID, physical address, legal name, and existing phone numbers would all be included. The stated goal is stopping robocalls, so basically those scam calls you get from robots. Well,
man, we already been giving up our ID to get a phone. So I don't know what's going on. They're probably adding some type of new system to motherfucker track people, man, but they already tracking us. What else do they want? So now the question is, what type of system is they putting in our phones? And they claiming they stopping robocalls, but these are the motherfuckers that take our data to give to the people that send us the robocalls. Our data is being taken by our government and the third-party people in other countries, and they are the ones calling us. They are the ones hacking us and scamming us. So this fucking loop circle of bullshit, it really pisses me off, because they really think I don't know what's going on. But I digress.
I'm not some sort of expert on the situation or something. I'm pretty dumb. But aren't those mainly done by spoofing real phone numbers? So how would this at all combat that? The proposal applies to nearly every voice provider in the country, from traditional carriers and mobile operators to VoIP services. The FCC is seeking public comment on specifics, but the direction is clear. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr framed it around negligent carriers. Don't believe a word he says, by the way. This is definitely about mass surveillance. As we have continued to investigate the problem of illegal robocalls over the last year, it has become clear that some originating providers are not doing enough to vet their customers, allowing bad actors to infiltrate our U.S. phone network. Right. They just want to collect our IDs and sell our information. That's all this is about. Some providers, he added, do the, quote, bare minimum or worse and have become complicit in illegal robocalling schemes. Ah, yes. So basically, robocalling is a problem in the United States. So therefore, literally anybody who wants a phone number, hand over your ID, give us your address, legal name, everything. We're just trying to protect everybody. This has nothing to do with us wanting to collect your information. Get out of here with this crap, man. So yeah, here's some more information about it as well. If fully adopted, the identity checks would apply to nearly every voice provider provider, ranging from traditional broadband carriers and mobile network operators to VoIP services. The Commission has approved core regulatory proposal, but is currently seeking public comment on the technical specifics of the rollout, leaving several operational questions open. Oh, public comment. You guys want a public comment? Okay, well, let's make our comment section the public comment that these guys are looking for. Let me know how you guys feel about the idea of them wanting our IDs to have a phone number in the United States. Doesn't matter if you have a prepaid phone number. Doesn't matter if you're on your parents' family plan. Doesn't matter. They want you to provide an ID regardless. Let me know how you guys feel about that in the comments. Oh my God, man. Anyways, the stringent verification framework heavily borrows from anti-money laundering regulations historically deployed with the commercial banking sector. As a part of its ongoing consultation, the FCC is asking whether providers should be required to retain copies of customer identity documentation for a minimum of 4 years after a user cancels their service. They would hold on to your ID, physical address, name, and all that other information for 4 years after you cancel your service. And they're trying to tell us that this is about robocalls? Are you guys freaking kidding me right now? What a corrupt organization and administration that we have going on in this country right now. It is absolutely insane. So basically, to combat robocalls, they need the information of anybody who wants a phone number in this country for 4 years. And that's a minimum, by the way. They might keep it for even longer. Furthermore, the Commission is seeking input on whether companies should cross-reference all income federal and local law enforcement watch lists prior to granting network access. The Trump's plan demands legal name, physical address. Brendan Carr, the FCC chairman, has positioned the strict new rules as a necessary enforcement measure against negligent service providers rather than an expansion of domestic surveillance. And this is the same statement that we just read earlier. Carr further alleged that a subset of network operators actively facilitates telecommunications fraud through lax administrative oversight. Some providers, he noted, do the bare minimum or worse and have become complicit in illegal robocalling scams. The regulatory language explicitly targets corporate telecommunications companies, though privacy advocates warn that the practical consequences would ultimately fall upon the consumer base. I mean, yeah, of course it would. I mean, they literally just proposed the idea of keeping our information for a minimum of 4 years. Of course, we as the consumers are going to be the ones that suffer with this horrible plan. To enforce compliance, federal regulators have proposed shifting financial penalties to a per-call metric. Under this punitive structure, telecommunications companies would face fines ranging from $1,000 to $15,000 for each individual illegal call placed by a poorly verified customer operating on their network. Who knows what they consider an illegal call? That also seems like some vague wording there as well. This would create a significant financial incentive for corporate entities to rigorously log and maintain customer data. Not only are they saying, hey, we want you guys to do this, but they're going to be finding the companies that don't, which will essentially force phone providers to collect our information. Otherwise, they're going to go bankrupt within the matter of months. Despite the official focus on corporate accountability, the most significant stakes center on the future of prepaid mobile services. I mean, this was the first thing I thought of, because for the most part, from what I understand, you can just go to a prepaid phone and you don't have to provide an ID for that at all. Under current U.S. regulations, consumers can purchase a prepaid handset and SIM card with cash, requiring no official identification, a provision that civil liberties groups argue is essential for vulnerable users. So like Reclaim the Net said in their tweet, phone journalists, abuse survivors, and whistleblowers. Closing off this avenue would fundamentally change how vulnerable demographics navigate the national communications network, forcing customers...
Yeah, they really want to just stop people from being free. We want to know what you put on your internet. We want to know what you typing. We want to know who you sending shit to. We want to know what you sending shit to. They're telling us to our face that they're trying to surveil us. When y'all gonna wake up and fucking fight? Real shit. When y'all gonna wake up and fucking fight?
Hand over personal details could remove a crucial shield for those affected most. Journalists routinely use off-the-grid mobiles to protect their contacts. Survivors of domestic abuse rely on the exact same anonymity to seek help without leaving a paper trail for their abusers to follow. It would also cut off a practical option for whistleblowers, activists, or anyone simply wanting a phone line that cannot be instantly tied back to their official identity. Here's a guy named Aaron Parnas that did a little video talking about this. Let's give this a watch.
Trump administration now wants your ID before you get a phone number, and what some experts are saying is an attempt at surveilling the general public. New reporting from Reclaim the Net highlights an April 30th proposal by the FCC, Donald Trump's FCC led by Brendan Carr. The proposal would require telecom providers to verify a customer's identity before activating a service. Address, name, your government ID, actually more. The goal of the Trump administration says ends robocalls. But many critics are saying, hold up, this is actually another attempt at surveillance, and it's another attempt at preventing individuals from saying, being a whistleblower, having an anonymous phone number, and much more. And it raises major privacy concerns for journalists as well, along with even domestic violence survivors who rely on prepaid phones, for example, for protection. It could also even require carriers to hold on to this data for years and potentially even check people's data against law enforcement watch lists.
Yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments.
It's fucked up. It's mass surveillance. It's 1984. What else do you want to know? Would you like to know more? I'm out. Peace. All right, I got one more video. Then we'll get up out of here. I think it's about like 14 minutes. I know, Vontae, you gotta eat. It's like 9 o'clock over in the UK. I think it's like 9:08 in the UK. It's 4:08 in Detroit, 4:08 in Jersey, 4:08 in Georgia. I think it's like 1 o'clock in California, 3 o'clock in Chicago, 10 o'clock in the Netherlands. Shouts out to everybody, y'all respective time zones. Hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, cool night. The HHN is over. And now it's on to the Mental Monday. I just got one video. So it's kind of like Mental Monday Part 3. Might do a Magic Monday later. I just did a Meditation Monday. Just a lot just to get off. But I hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, and cool night. The last video.
Eightfold Path. The Buddha taught that life is filled with suffering.
Oh yeah, these are all the paths. Man, I forgot to give the title. This is all the paths to enlightenment. And the channel is from Tuning. Thanks, Vontae. Let's go.
The Buddhist Eightfold Path. The Buddha taught that life is filled with suffering, but he also gave a way out of it, the Eightfold Path. It's not a single road you walk once, with 8 spokes, each one supporting the others, all turning together toward enlightenment. The first part is wisdom. It begins with right view. See the world as it truly is, not through illusions, greed, or wishful thinking, but with clarity. It's about understanding the Four Noble Truths, that suffering exists, that it has causes, and that it can end. Then comes right intention, which is directing your thoughts and energy toward kindness, compassion, and letting go of harmful desires. Together, these two shape the way you think and see reality. Next is ethical conduct. It starts with right speech, choosing words that heal instead of hurt. No lies, no gossip, no words meant to tear people down. Then there's right action, which means living ethically, not killing, not stealing, not engaging in harmful behaviors. And then right livelihood, earning your living in a way that doesn't cause suffering, no exploitation, no harm, no destruction. These 3 create the moral foundation that supports the spiritual path. Finally, there's mental discipline. It begins with right effort, the constant practice of replacing negative states of mind with positive ones, letting go of anger and greed, while cultivating peace and generosity. Then comes right mindfulness, the art of living fully in the present moment, aware of your body, thoughts, and emotions without being controlled by them. And lastly, right concentration, which means training the mind through deep meditation until it becomes still, focused, and capable of true insight. Put together, these 8 steps are not rules carved in stone, but practices that weave into every part of life. How you think, how you speak, how you work, and how you meditate. They're the Buddha's complete toolkit for ending suffering and reaching nirvana, enlightenment, the state beyond craving and illusion. Christian mysticism. Christian mysticism is all about going to experience God directly. Not just about believing in God, it's about tasting the divine presence with your own soul. Mystics throughout Christian history have described this path as a journey inward, where prayer, silence, and contemplation open the heart to union with God. At the center of this path is contemplative prayer, a deep, wordless form of prayer where the goal isn't to ask for things, but to simply rest in God's presence. Figures like Saint Teresa of Avila describe this as entering into interior castles of the soul, moving closer and closer to divine light. St. John of the Cross spoke of the dark night of the soul, a painful but necessary purification where the ego dissolves so that God can fill the soul completely. Mysticism in Christianity also embraces visions, ecstasies, and spiritual union. For example, Meister Eckhart, a medieval mystic, spoke of the soul becoming one with God in a state beyond words. For the mystics, salvation is not only something that happens after, it's a living experience of divine love here and now, but this path isn't meant for isolation. Christian mystics often describe that true union with God naturally leads to compassion and love for others. The deeper the union, the more it spills over into acts of mercy, forgiveness, and service. In their view, enlightenment doesn't separate you from the world, it transforms how you live in it. Christian mysticism is, in many ways, the hidden heart of Christianity, a reminder that beyond churches, dogmas, and debates, the ultimate goal is intimacy with the divine.
To the mystics, enlightenment is not a concept but a relationship, the soul and God becoming one, the Sufi path. Sufism is often called the mystical heart of Islam, a path of love, music, and surrender that aims to bring the soul into direct union with God or Allah. While many see Islam as a religion of law and practice, the Sufis dive deeper, focusing on the inner journey, the hidden truth, and the burning desire to dissolve the self into divine love. The Sufi path is built on the idea of fana, the annihilation of the ego. The self, with its pride and illusions, is seen as a veil between the soul and God. Through devotion, chanting, poetry, and meditation, the Sufi seeks to burn away this veil until nothing remains but the love of Allah. In that emptiness, the soul awakens to Baka, eternal life in God's presence. This path is often guided by a spiritual teacher who leads disciples along a journey called the Tariq, the way. Along this way, Sufis use practices like dhikr, the rhythmic repetition of God's names, or the famous whirling dances of the dervishes, where the spinning body mirrors the soul's rotation around the divine. Music, poetry, and art all become tools of awakening. Perhaps the most famous Sufi voice is the poet Rumi, who spoke of God not as a distant ruler, but as the beloved, the source of all beauty and joy. For the Sufi, enlightenment is not about escaping the world, but about falling in love with the one who created it. Every act, every breath can be an expression of that love. In the end, the Sufi path is about transformation through love. Where other traditions speak of wisdom or discipline, Sufism says, let the fire of love consume you, and in that burning, discover God everywhere.
How'd you find this place?
Oh yeah, this is an ad.
The word
Wait.
It represented that.
She'll go after the. But I wasn't in the room when it happened. Is it back? Please be back.
Everywhere.
There we
The
go.
alchemical path.
All right.
Alchemy is often remembered as a strange medieval science, people in smoky labs trying to turn lead into gold. But the deeper truth of alchemy is far more mystical. The transformation wasn't just about metals, it was about the soul. The real gold was enlightenment, and the furnace was the human spirit. On the surface, alchemists wrote in coded language about ingredients, crucibles, and strange symbols. But beneath that symbolism was a hidden spiritual path. The lead represented the heavy, base aspects of human nature, greed, ignorance, and ego. The gold was the purified soul, radiant, wise, and united with the divine. The whole process of transmutation was a metaphor for inner transformation. The stages of alchemy reflect this journey. Negredo, or blackening, was the death of the old self, the breakdown of the ego. Albedo, or whitening, symbolized purification and clarity, the washing away of illusions. Rubedo, the reddening, marked the completion, the rebirth of the enlightened self, glowing with divine wisdom. Some even describe this as discovering the philosopher's stone, the secret immortality hidden inside every human being. What makes alchemy so fascinating is that it bridges science, magic, and spirituality. While some worked with flasks and metals, others used prayer, meditation, and inner discipline. Both sought the same thing, the perfection of matter and the perfection of spirit. In the end, the alchemical path is a mirror. Just as base metal can be transformed into gold, so too can a human life be transformed from ignorance into illumination. Enlightenment, in this sense, is not a gift from above. It's the art of refining yourself until the divine light within shines through. The yogic path. In the Hindu tradition, enlightenment isn't seen as one single road, but as a series of different paths, 4 main yogas, or ways, each suited to different kinds of seekers. The word yoga means union, and each of these paths is designed to unite the human soul with the ultimate reality, or Brahman. The first is Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion. This is the way of the heart, where the seeker pours all love and longing into God. Through chanting, singing, prayer, and worship, the ego slowly dissolves into divine love. Saints and devotees across the world embody this path. For
Salute,
them,
Charles. What up,
enlightenment is
dog?
not abstract. It's like falling endlessly in love with the infinite. Then there is Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge. This is the way of the philosopher and the thinker. Here, the seeker asks, who am I? What is real? Through self-inquiry and study of sacred texts, ignorance is burned away, revealing the self that is one with everything. It's not about believing in truth, it's about realizing it directly. The third is Karma Yoga, the path of action and service. This is enlightenment through work, but with a twist. Every action is done without attachment to reward. By offering up one's labor, duties, and even struggles to the divine, the heart becomes purified. It's selflessness turned into a spiritual practice, where every task becomes a step toward liberation. Finally, there is Raja Yoga, the path of meditation and discipline. This is the way of the mind. Through breath control, concentration, and deep meditation, the restless thoughts are stilled. The mind becomes clear, focused, and capable of touching the highest states of consciousness. For Raja Yogis, enlightenment comes through inner silence and direct experience. Together, these four paths, Bhakti, Jnana, Karma, and Raja, form a complete map to enlightenment. Some choose one, some blend all four, but the destination is the same, the soul realizing its unity with the eternal. The ascetic path. The ascetic path is one of the oldest and most dramatic roads to enlightenment. It's the way of renunciation, stripping life down to its barest essentials, so the soul can awaken without distraction. Across cultures, from Hindu sadhus to Christian desert fathers to Buddhist monks, ascetics have left behind wealth, comfort, and even family to seek truth in solitude. At its core, asceticism is about discipline. By fasting, maintaining silence, sleeping little, or living in caves and deserts, ascetics believe the body and mind are purified. Every craving that is denied weakens the grip of the ego. Every comfort that is abandoned teaches detachment. The idea is simple. If you let go of the world can no longer chain you. But this path is not just about suffering for its own sake.
You send me an invite on the Band Lab, you put a verse down, you want to listen to it, see if you want to blaze the beat. I'll check it out after the live. Good looking out. Shout out to Charles, aka Chuck the God. You already know what it is. And make sure y'all check out our track that we did, Treacherous Societies. I almost fucking forgot the name. But like I'm into, you know, big words and shit. So like treacherous was, like it's one of the big words. So I was like, oh, it was like a millisecond. I forget millisecond. But shouts out to Charles, shouts out to Sir Drop, shouts out to Relentless, shouts out to Jordan, shouts out to Low Key. Happy birthday, Low Key. And you already know what it is. Cedo Boy, Monkey Man. Shouts out to Monkey Man again for give me those two beats. Like, from Detroit to Texas. And shouts out to everybody for loving the track. Real shit. Like, shouts out to everybody that fuck with me heavy. You know what I'm saying? Because my content ain't for everyone. My music ain't really for everyone. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for everything, for sure. And I'm gonna check out the invite. I'll send out a birthday shout out to Low Key, because I think he's live. I think a notification popped up on my second phone. I think he either dropped the song or he live. I think he's live. But yeah. You said you need to touch up a few things on your verse. You're going to see if you can cut out and replace the small mistakes without redoing the verse. You might have to redo the verse. Real shit, if it comes down to it, you might have to redo it. But I remember you saying something about like reading off the paper or some shit. You know, you can still capture your delivery by, you can still capture your delivery and it don't sound like you're reading. Because whether you know it or not, my last 4 albums, I'm reading off my motherfucking book. But here is the difference. It don't sound like I'm reading it because I don't see the book when I'm looking at the book, if you understand where I'm coming from. I actually feel like I'm on stage when I'm reading that book. And another thing that gave me motivation, inspiration, I was watching old videos of motherfuckers being in the studio with a book, Tupac being one of the examples. I remember this motherfucker like having a book in his hand with the headphones on. This motherfucker in the motherfucking studio rocking. So I'm like, holy shit. And a motherfucker told me, like, when I was motherfucking chilling at the studio in the projects, and you know, like we was working on the track, and plus when it got to my verse, they was like, man, this shit sound like a real track, and you reading from the paper. How do you manage to motherfucking maintain that delivery? I, you know, just visualizing myself just actually being there. But you can do it. You can do it. Because you already know. Shouts out there in the groove. But let's get back to it. Then we're going to get up out of here.
Enunciations create space, silence in which higher truths can be heard, emptiness where the divine can enter. Monks and hermits often describe visions, deep peace, and powerful insights arising only after years of rigorous discipline. Their enlightenment isn't sudden, it's carved out through endurance and patience. Of course, the ascetic path is extreme and it has its critics. Some say it rejects the beauty of life instead of embracing it. Yet for those who follow it, withdrawal is not about...
You say you have to cut out the bear to make it longer. Oh, so like verse is not I mean, like what you're saying, this is not enough space on the song. They want to cut the bear. I mean, cut the beat. What the fuck I'm thinking about a bear? You know, I see the word bear, but yeah, you say you have to cut the beat to make it longer. Oh, damn. But I'll check it out and I'll let you know. But salute in the groove. Everybody having a good afternoon jamming. Yeah. Shouts out to everybody that's behind the keyboard, behind the mixer, behind the records, you know, and behind the computer, you know, that's doing this music shit. Shouts out to y'all. And shouts out to all the artists that I rap with and do the singing with. You know. But let's get back to it.
About hatred of the world, but about finding what lies beyond it. By stepping away from ordinary life, ascetics hope to discover the eternal. In the end, the ascetic path shows that enlightenment sometimes in sacrifice, the shedding of desires, comforts, and attachments, until nothing remains but the pure light of spirit. The philosophical path. The philosophical path is the way of the...
I have seriously always wanted to start a fairy garden. Setting up all the different
this
pathways
the
to
other ad. I
connect all
gotta
the
fast
houses
forward
is
it.
probably my favorite.
Philosophers like Socrates and powerful insight, poison
shit.
him little or living in cave and powerful insight.
Set off and make your own.
Just spend 10 minutes on
All right,
average.
this shit should
making
end.
cleansing sponge. Stryker developed an innovative product that integrates.
You know, this shit is like, you know, my fingers is too big, and every time I slide it over,
Introducing the next
it
generation
motherfucking it goes past the time slide.
when it matters most.
There we go.
Is the way of the mind,
Right here.
the pursuit of truth through reason, study, and deep questioning. Where mystics look for visions and ascetics turn to discipline, the philosopher asks, what is real? Who am I? What is the ultimate...
You said a phenom beat. The 2 minutes. I think I already rapped on it. Phenom be floating me shit way before he even put it on his channel. But if you're talking about like the recent one he did, I think I already rapped on it. As a matter of fact, if you put in the name of the beat in the chat, I'll know by name. I know by name if I rapped on that beat. But let's get back to it. Sorry about that. This is music oriented. You know, this is work. On the music. And this is still news, but to enlightenment. We're talking about the different paths to enlightenment.
Good. Enlightenment on this path comes not through ecstasy or but through knowledge and insight. This path stretches across cultures. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Socrates and Plato sought wisdom as the highest good, believing that the examined life leads the soul toward truth. In India, thinkers asked, what is the self and how does it relate to Brahman, the absolute reality? In China, Confucius and Lao Tzu explored ethics and harmony as keys to higher understanding. The method is always similar, questioning assumptions, studying sacred texts, and using logic to strip away illusions. By sharpening the mind, the philosopher cuts through falsehood to glimpse what lies beneath appearances. For some, this leads to enlightenment, to live rightly. For others, it leads to metaphysical realization, behind all things. But philosophy isn't only an intellectual exercise. The great teachers insisted that wisdom must be lived. Socrates drank the poison hemlock rather than betray truth. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius practiced virtue. Eastern philosophers turned their insights into meditation, compassion, or codes of ethics. The idea that once the mind sees clearly, the life naturally transforms. The philosophical path shows that enlightenment can be a matter of clarity, of replacing confusion with truth and ignorance with understanding. For those who want reason, ideas themselves become matter, closer to the light. The modern path of consciousness.
I hope we back. I hope if I gotta go back just a little bit if I can. There we go.
As keys to higher understanding.
And I hope y'all hear me. I think I got kicked out. I got kicked out my chat.
Studying sacred texts and using logic to strip away illusions.
Fucked up.
By sharpening mind, the philosopher cuts through falsehood.
Let me know if y'all hear me.
Glimpse what lies beneath appearances. For some, this leads to moral enlightenment, the wisdom to live rightly. For others,
it's still in and out. Or is everything cool now? All right, we should be good.
Leads to metaphysical realization, seeing the unity behind all things. But philosophy isn't only an intellectual exercise. Great teachers insisted that wisdom must be lived. Socrates drank the poison hemlock rather than betray truth. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius practiced virtue even in power. Eastern philosophers turned their insights into meditation, compassion, or codes of ethics. The idea is that once the mind sees clearly, the life naturally transforms. The philosophical path shows that enlightenment can be a matter of clarity, of replacing confusion with truth and ignorance with understanding. For those drawn to reason, ideas themselves become a ladder, leading the soul closer and closer to the light. The modern path of consciousness exploration. The modern path to enlightenment doesn't always look like ancient temples or dusty scriptures. Instead, it often takes the form of science, psychology, and new ways of exploring the mind. In a world where traditional religion has faded for many, people turn to consciousness itself as the frontier of awakening. One route is through psychology and self-awareness. Thinkers like Carl Jung explored the unconscious mind, believing that by integrating our shadows and archetypes, we move closer to wholeness. Modern mindfulness practices, stripped from their Buddhist roots, now teach millions how to quiet the mind, observe thoughts, and reduce suffering. Another route is science and neuroscience. Researchers study meditation with brain scans, showing how it rewires emotion and even empathy. For some, enlightenment is seen less as a mystical gift and more as a state the brain can be trained into through discipline and practice. Then there are the more controversial routes, psychedelics and altered states. From ancient shamans using plant medicine to modern studies with psilocybin and DMT, seekers report visions of unity, ego death, and encounters with the divine. While debated, these experiences show that even chemistry can open doors to transcendence. Unlike traditional paths, the modern way doesn't belong to a single culture. It's eclectic, blending meditation apps, therapy, yoga retreats, brain science, and sometimes even technology like virtual reality or biofeedback. The common thread is curiosity, the drive to explore consciousness as the final frontier. The modern path reminds us that enlightenment isn't locked in the past. Whether through psychology, science, or altered states, the search for awakening continues, evolving with every generation, proving that the journey toward light is as endless as human imagination itself.
All right. And that's the end of that. Shouts out to everybody for coming through. This is HHN Special Report and a Mental Monday. So shouts out to everybody coming through. Much love to Vonta, UK correspondent. I know you about to go eat. Shouts out to Charles. I'll make sure I check out the beat you sent me. I make sure I send a salute and a birthday shout out to Low Key. I think I already did it in the chat on it, but I don't know if it was his birthday that day. I think it was probably after midnight. So I sent another happy solar return to him. Shouts out to In the Groove, One Nation Under a Groove. Shouts out to Live and Learn. And salute the TMB with Monkey Man. Thanks for the beats. Thanks for all the collaborations we all done. And plus we got many more on the way. And much love to Vanta UK correspondent over there in the UK. Like if anything goes up over there, just send me something and I'll look into it, check it out, and I'll cover the news. So for the announcements, I already just said the announcements. Well, I'll catch y'all in a minute. I know how we ended. Peace.